Alright, Grandma. So we're gonna go through this whole thing. So first you open up your own mailbox there, and we're gonna pretend like this is the email you got from me. So this is the attachment. It's the Red Balloon Store, toy store. I mean, it'll be anything that I send you in your email. So you first open that up, then you go up to Google Chrome, and then you type in online.moneymiller.com. The good thing is once you've logged into moneymiller.com, it should save your login, so you want to type that in each time. You click on bookings, and then you're going to go to a new booking for new customer, because it's going to be a new booking. And then you'll wait for it to load. Okay, and then the display name is going to be the title, the business name at the top. So you can type in the Red Balloon Store. Okay, and then this one doesn't have an address on it, but they will always have an address on it, so I'm just going to type in an address. And then all you need is the address line and then the zip code. Then you type in the phone number, which is found down there, and then the email will be found under the phone number as well. So I'll just handwrite that in. Alright, and then you see, I just want to show you those couple lines that you need to fill in. You don't need to worry about the rest of them. And then you go to sales rep, type me in, and then you go to product D3, and then you're going to see, I just want to show you where you can find the product, but it'll always be D3. Anyways, and then you go to the retail and then toy store, and you're going to go down and you click on potential super long run. That's because it's more than 10 zones. So it doesn't matter how long it's running, it's just that it's more than 10 zones. Alright, great. And then we're going to type in these zones. So if you'll notice, is we're starting up in Salt Lake County. That's the first zone. So usually we work our way from the north to the south is how we make the zones. So just keep that in mind. And then as you can see, we have groups of zones. So the first group of 5 was in Salt Lake. And then the next group of 4 is going to be in Sandy. So we're going to open up the Sandy. There we go. Got it open. And then we're going to type in S2, S3, S4, and S5 because that's on the zones. And then there's this one little trick I wanted to show you because it's going to make it a lot easier for me. If you can just, as you're putting in my zones, what you'll see is this slot to the left. It's the POS slot, so place in envelope is what that stands for pretty much. So as you can see, the drop down gives you W2, 3, or 4. And what I'm going to do is on the contracts I'm going to write from now on, there's going to be a parentheses right next to the S's. So if there's a parenthesis next to the S, then that means it's referring to the POS spot. As you can see, I've already filled the position spots for this mailing, but from now on, I'm just saying that the POS spots are going to be in a parentheses right next to the S's on my mailings and on my contracts. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. But anyway, so there's W, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. So window 2, 3, 4, and I'll indicate which ones they are. So, anyways, and then we've got to finish this up with the Utah County. We'll have NC 3, 4, OR1, OR2. P1, P2, and as you can see, it's kind of delaying as I press them, and so you just kind of have to wait for it. Don't double click it because then it will take it off, so just click it once and wait for it for a couple seconds. I don't know why it does that, but Alright, awesome. Then you can get the total sell amount, which is on the very right of the contract. You type that in and divide it throughout the cells, and then the excess, which is cross cells again, is 40 because it's over 10 zones. So at the end of this, I'm gonna put a text that says the total cross cells amount and all that. Anyway, so then you do 5 complimentary ads and then CR ad for the mobile app. And then I'm not going to save, I'm just going to hit back to list because I have already created Red Balloon, or we've already created it, so. Alright, awesome. And then I just want to make sure that you remembered how to save it into the Google Drive. So I'm going to go over that real quick. It looks like you've already done it with a couple, but. So you open up your email, and you click on the squiggly, and you click on move to, and then you move it to the folder and then the subfolder and hit move, and then it's going to show up in this folder like this. So you see it in the folder, and then after that you're going to want to update the profitability sheet. So alright, so we're on the profitability sheet, so it's pretty simple. I think you know how to do this. You're probably going to want the ad right next to you so you know exactly, or the contract. So you type in the rate per zone, and then the amount, and then printing, which in this case is $80 times the 15 zones, and then we'll get that number. And then also the cross cells is going to be 40 times by 11, because there's 11 outside my zone. So you're looking at about 40 there, and then about $10 in artwork. Okay, great. Now the tricky part. Alright, so at the end of each mailing, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check the mail printing order, and so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So we're going to go back, then we're going to go to, don't worry about this, what you're going to do is you can go to the top where it says Money Mailer Online and click the drop down menu, and then I'm going to find it real quick, mailing and print orders. You see it right there about in the middle. You click on that. This is going to be at the end of each FOF, so you can see at the end of each period. And so I'm going to click on the one that I just did. So tomorrow's the deadline, so I'm just going to click on the one I just did to show you what I've done. Alright, so I click the drop down menu next to the S1 on the left, and it's going to show you the window position, the 2, 3, and 4. And I'll do that for the next zone S2. It's going to show you the window 2, 3, and 4. So as you update those with the contracts, and I don't know if you remember the POS right next to the zones and everything. If you don't update that, then it's going to update this in this as well. So you want to update this as you're going. And then you'll see positions, and then you'll see the very beginning, the first window is always a food spot or something like that. So and then you should have all W2, 3, and 4 filled for each of the 5 zones. So you want to check that at the end of each FOF, and then you want to make sure you have 10 sample envelopes on the right there, the one that I just was hovering over. So I hope you can see that. And then if you don't, what you can do is you can fill them in right here. Alright, so I'm going to drop them down, and you can see that I'm checking on the samples column that each one of them has 5. And so you want to make sure that each one of them has 5 on the sample column. So you go through each zone, each sample. There's 5 samples of each. As you can see, I actually miss Elite Smile, so I'm glad I checked this for each zone. So I'm going to make sure that they have 5 next to them, so I get 5 samples for them. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to just make sure that those positions are filled and that there's 10 sample envelopes on the right there that I'm showing. So always 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, always 10 for each one. And so the 3 things you check are the all positions are filled, and the W2, 3, 4. There's 5 samples and then 10 sample envelopes at the top there, and then you save it like I just did, and you go back to list. So you check those 3 things at the very end of the FOF. You know, check it the day before or 2 days before, the day before, and then that'll be great.